experience more technical difficulties. I swear, me and technology just do not get along at all.
And then my mic wasn't working once we had figured it out. All right.
I'm gonna make
So,
sure that it's popping up on my stuff just because I have been having so much technical difficulties.
okay. Don't expect it to pop up on Instagram because connecting this to Instagram is kind of a nightmare. So
Nope, I'm looking and I'm not.
I see we're live on YouTube, so we're good there.
Okay. Hmm.
All right. So
Huh.
following the Charlie Kirk assassination, lots of crazy things have been coming to light. You know, that's one part, but also I think people are using this as an opportunity to act crazy. Would you agree, Kayla?
Completely. And
Now,
I think that's kind of what's separating the wheat from the chaff right now is people who are like using it as an excuse to show their true colors.
now I haven't been paying a lot of attention to everything that's being said because one thing with it is it's like most of the stuff that comes out immediately is speculation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we will know a lot more truth later. I think now we're at the point where that is starting to come out. And I think, you were right, Kayla. I think it was a planned thing.
I was just like
Initially,
this, and then like, yeah, so we're both on board. Like this was orchestrated, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I think so. But the funny thing was like I was trying to not be too conspiracy theory minded because I'm like I don't want to fool myself into it and just be like immediately go to that. So I thought it was just a dude from the left who shot him. But now at this point, I'm like, this was planned, this was orchestrated, this happened because they wanted it to.
I had the gut feeling from the jump that it was planned. And my gut reaction was like, it was reactionary to the ICE events going on. And then I found out because like Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were very good friends. They met back in 2017. She helped him start like Turning Point USA is what got her on the map as well. When she started coming out and saying that Charlie had been questioning like what the US was doing with Israel and that Charlie Kirk declined an invite to Israel less than 2 weeks before his assassination, I was just like, this wasn't the left.
Yep. And, learning about how Charlie had done that and how he had started questioning Israel, it makes me feel bad that I
What me and you talked about
Yeah.
the day that because I called you and I told you like, holy, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, like this is why I didn't care for that dude. And immediately it comes out that was the precipice of change for him.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like, I think that that's kind of something that everybody, especially in our tribe, needs to take a look at is like, this is no longer left versus right. This is good versus evil.
Yeah. But with a caveat to that. So, because that can get taken the way we don't want it to also. So like the discussion that Kayla and I were having, and I've seen other people having too. I've seen like Kevin Dixie talking about it. Well, not much, but like I've seen him agreeing with me on some stuff, and also Major Tor, the guy that I shared his video of Charlie last time. But this is like everyone is starting to get at each other's throats. So left and right. When we're saying good versus evil, we're not saying that left or right is good and the other one is evil. I mean,
No.
objectively, you guys have heard me talk on that stuff before. You know how I feel about a lot of the liberal politics. What we are saying is that poor people killing each other will not fix our country.
No. If you want to know how to make change, look at Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Nepal. Like, they realized that their problems weren't with each other because, like, this always bugs me, and everybody says it. Like, I've been guilty of saying it. But when you're like, yeah, I didn't agree with everything that dude said, but blah, 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 blah. Nobody agrees 100% with any other person on the planet.
Right.
Like, I don't agree with my husband on everything.
Right.
So, of course, you didn't agree with him on everything. You shouldn't agree with people on everything.
So the thing I say for that is if you agree with someone 100% of the time, you're not using your brain.
Right.
If you disagree with someone 100% of the time,
you're not using your brain.
Using your brain. And so it's the good versus evil. The good people down here on our level against the evil people up there orchestrating everything. That's what we're saying by this is good versus evil.
Right.
Versus right.
No.
And so something else I had typed it in a meme I did, I think yesterday. It was that scene from Office Space. You seen that movie, Kayla?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like listening to gangster rap, and then the homeless guy comes up, he's like locks his door. And the thing I typed at the end of that was if you were doing the right thing to begin with, your behavior has not changed. And that's the way that it should be. So if you were all of a sudden like, oh shit, I have to get my shit together. So in case the blah, 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 no. Like everything, your behavior should not have changed. I'm not saying you shouldn't take it like the chance of violence more seriously. Like I'm saying that should have been happening already. Like you should have already like been ready for whatever was going to happen. Like that whole thing of like, time to load your mags. I probably have more loaded mags in this room right now than anyone who has ever fucking typed that. Okay.
I don't know. I've said that.
Time to load your mags. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you're not talking about like they're all empty. I'm like, there's probably more loaded guns with mags right there than those people.
Real quick, I just Jay Hensley said your channel is walking a thin line here. The left is pushing their democratic narrative, which caused this. That's the problem, is that they are still like, and when I say they, I am talking about the elite. The elite, the politicians in the United States and other countries across the world, the elite, the ones who are currently being blackmailed. That is who I mean by they, okay? I want to be clear when I say that. Mm-hmm. Like, they are intentionally making it seem like a left versus right issue. And as long as they give you somebody to blame that you can put a face to, that's your, like somebody in the community that you can put a face to, like, oh, it's, if they can pit us against them, then they don't have to worry about you blaming the real people in charge. The left and right, I'm sure everybody on here who's followed our channel for any amount of time have all seen the two lanes to the slaughterhouse, the left lane and the right lane. Either way, you're ending up in the fucking slaughterhouse. Mm-hmm. Like either way. And that is ultimately what's happening here, is they paid people to go in and infiltrate both the left extremist and the right extremist, because the extremists exist on both sides of the aisle. They paid people to infiltrate that and to push absolutely insane things. Do you want to know why the left policies got so popular? Because they needed them to be able to take away your guns. Like I just did a video on it yesterday, how the school shootings are a push for more gun control because dead kids bother good people. It should. Like dead kids bother good people. So the United States government intentionally makes schools the softest targets we have so that they're the ones attacked, so that when they come in, they can be like, oh, let us fix this by being in control of all the firepower. The government would never hurt young children. All the while, democide, which is where the government kills its people, is the leading cause of death between human beings aged 18 to 40. Like, it's all a fucking play. And if you are still blaming the left or the right politics, you're not seeing the big picture yet.
And think about, like, every time, whichever side you're on, which we know which side is watching this channel, but think about when your people were in charge, what good things do they actually accomplish? Like, fucking Reagan is always like one of the dudes that the Republicans put up on a pedestal. He is an anti-gun piece of shit.
Anti-gun, and he started the war on drugs, which effectively bankrupted the country because we have put so much money into the war on drugs. And what's funny is that the United States government was the ones distributing the drugs that they then created an entire agency to defend against. Like, they've shown you the playbook. And again, when I say they, I'm specifically talking about politicians in the United States and Israel.
Yep, constructed chaos to destabilize society. Yeah, and okay, and everyone, just think about it real quick. When Charlie Kirk died, what thing happened that we did not pay attention to? Comment that right now. What big thing happened that no one paid attention to because Charlie Kirk's death was all over the news?
Which big thing? Was it the orchestrated school shooting? Was it the American citizen beheaded in the Dallas hotel? Or was it the lack of a certain set of files being released?
Now, you're giving too many hints. You're making this easy for them. And you can think back to 9/11. What was it that they didn't want people to find out about when that happened?
So this is what is like heavy on my heart right now. When I was having this discussion, and I told you this earlier, when I was having this discussion with my family, my mom was just like, it makes me nervous for you to say that stuff. And like, you and I were talking about how, like, we know we're on some kind of list. Like, we know we are. And anybody with a platform, like YouTube scrubbed the video of Charlie Kirk questioning Israel. Okay. So we know anybody with any kind of platform is taking a risk by stepping out there. But what kind of person would I be if I sat idly by and kept my mouth shut? All it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to stand by and do nothing. That's it. I refuse to stand by and do nothing.
And I would rather them be looking at me than for us to go into a civil war.
Right.
And the other irritating thing is, it's like everyone, like, okay, so I have seen a lot of what I think mostly they're just fucking feds, but a lot of bravado of like dudes making a YouTube video where he comes out without a shirt on and then has his rifle in his hand. He's like, you think that I'm afraid to fight you? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, motherfucker, like, it's not it. Like, okay, the blue-haired lesbian at Starbucks is not the person that is making your life hard to live.
No.
They're not the person that made our electric bill just go up like $100. They're not the people that are tracking everything we say online and making a digital file out of it to prosecute us later.
No.
And so it is absolute retarded behavior to focus all your energy on that. It's like, I see everyone, well, not everyone, but I see a lot of people like bragging about how like they're getting liberals fired from their jobs for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Okay, they got their karma. What did that fix? Does that have any effect on making your life actually better? Is that going to make your child's future better? Or if we sit here and yell at the people in the same size house on the other side that also work a job, that are also crushed by taxes, if we sit here and yell at them, is that going to make our children's lives any better in the future?
So I have a different perspective
Mhm.
on the what does it accomplish by doing this. I believe that it is exactly what I said, separating the wheat from the chaff. It is figuring out who among us are a good and moral people and who among us are not. And whenever you have people celebrating the death of a figure that represented discussion of differences, like, and to be able to do that without violence, he held respectful debates. Like, that was what he was known for, was holding respectful debates. When you have people celebrating deaths like that, it is not only their death they're celebrating, but the butterfly effect of what comes from that. And what comes from that is people getting their feelings hurt and thinking that that's worth taking a life over. People are showing their true colors right now. And like, you should be keeping up with that. I have cut people out of my life for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Hold 1 minute. I also cut people out of my life for celebrating George Floyd's death. I don't think that we should celebrate death when it's an individual. Like, if you want me to celebrate a death, like the CEO shooting, Mr. Luigi, like, that dude was directly affecting millions of Americans' way of lives. If you want me to get behind you a little bit, like, that's a cause I can get behind. Like, he did horrible, nasty things on a regular basis. It was proven he did nasty things. Like, okay, I can get that. But to want to silence somebody for having a dissenting opinion, that is dangerous. And it is people showing their true colors right now, saying that that's something that they were okay with. And what pisses me off is, like, everybody in an uproar about it right now. Keep that same fucking energy when it's somebody that you didn't support.
I agree with all that. My simple thing is that getting mad at those people isn't going to fix the problem. Because again, it wasn't those people who shot Charlie in the first place. They want us mad at them. They want us focused on that. And that's why when, again, what was it, guys, that when Charlie got shot, what didn't get released?
The Epstein, yeah.
To? That's why no one's fucking talking about that. And they're instead talking about the blue-haired lesbian at Starbucks that got fired. Like, we got her.
All, like, I agree, but the same way that we handle government, where, like, it's important to vote in your local elections. It's important to call people out for poor moral behavior in your own community.
Sure.
And that's the only, that's the part of it that I support. And, like, something that I do want to touch on is people talk about free speech all the time. The First Amendment is supposed to, words matter. Let's be clear and say what I actually mean. The First Amendment is supposed to protect your right to say what you want to say without the government punishing you for it. Okay? That's what the First Amendment does. It does not protect you from the consequences of what you say. Sorry, I muted my mic.
Then they silence you.
Yeah. If your job has a policy that you agreed to and you violate that policy, like those are the consequences of your actions. Like you don't get, there are no lawsuits that you can like file that you're going to win that make that okay. Like it doesn't. You have to hold people accountable for poor moral fiber. And by holding them accountable, I mean by calling them out about it, by letting there be like natural repercussions. Because if you don't call them out at the level where they're just some dude on Facebook shit talking, then they get promoted to management in those areas and it changes the entire culture of a company. And that is how change like spread, like it's a disease that spreads throughout a community. So I know what you're saying. I don't want to miss what they were trying to distract us from. But I think that both things can be held true at the same time.
Sure. But I still feel that even us doing the right thing in that way is just pushing everyone away from paying attention to what matters, and is trying to say like, look at what this bad person said. And like the thing that I've been seeing, like I had someone comment on one of my things like no quarter, gentlemen, and I'm like what are you gonna do? What are these guys that are calling for a civil war right now going to do? Are you going to go like find everyone with the wrong sticker on their car and start killing them? Like, what is the plan here? And
yeah, we're about a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Like,
how is that going to work? And so my thing is like, yeah, I understand all that and I agree, but that's more of like, it's like I did say it last time we did a video and I said, like, you don't want to be the silent majority, right? Because that's in a way you could say I'm saying that that's what I'm saying to do. I'm saying that that's not the real issue right now. Like, don't be distracted by that.
No, don't let it like that needs to be a side quest while maintaining your original quest. Like, hey, this is just we are still on the route of wanting to like release the fucking files. Release the files.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to unite, like, and understand that our problems aren't with each other. And when you take social issues and make people fight about them, it's like, fuck your face. Like, the government shouldn't even have a say in social issues. Why are they involved in this at all? Oh, it's to create division. Like, that's what it is. It's to create division. And get back to my point earlier. And like, if you feel offended by this, like, you're the one I'm talking to. You have to keep that same energy when things are like, when wrong things are being done, even it's to people you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't only get to say it's okay because it's not affecting you. The quote, like, they came for I can't remember the exact, but they came for the Christians and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Christian. They came for the Jews. I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. And then they came for me and nobody said anything because there was no one left to speak for me. Like, good is good and bad is bad. And your moral fiber, like, it is on the line right now if you're not standing up for what's bad just because it's happening to people you disagree with. And I know that that's gonna, like, a lot of people get pissed at me. I've been called so many names by people on both sides because, like, the people are like, no, you're talking about me, but this and that, like, I know it ruffled some feathers when I said that I cut people out of my life for celebrating George Floyd's death. Like,
Mm-hmm.
You might want to take a look at yourself if you think that that sort of thing is okay. Like, do you want to know why we still have a, like, police problem in the United States of America? Because they made it against, like, a specific race. There is a police brutality problem that exists in the United States of America.
and they're not only brutal on Black people and minorities like
But
that. That's
but that's how you make sure that certain people stay quiet about it.
mhm.
And that's how you make sure that other people get real loud about it. And like they pit them against each other. No, let's
Mhm.
just talk about the police brutality problem that we have in the United States of America. Like it I'm really trying to watch my mouth and be careful with what I'm saying. Because I don't want, and not because I'm worried about how it would affect business or anything like that. I know that we're going to lose some business whenever people replay this back. I don't give a fuck. Like standing up for what is right is what is important to me. And at the end of the day, I can find a different way to make money. I can't find different integrity. I'm trying to watch my mouth and word things carefully because I don't want it to come from a place of anger and to push people into the very category I'm trying to get them out of.
Yeah. The key thing that we want to talk about, guys, is like keep a level head. Like there are people you should be mad at, but they're not other voters. Like, and like, yeah, okay, like everything Kayla said about calling out degenerate behavior, sure. But again, I don't think your energy should be focused towards that. From what we can gather right now, that was a planned assassination. It wasn't just some dude on the left. And
Nope.
yeah, there's
It
sure there's
wasn't the left at all.
yeah. Yeah.
There, like, flipping back to the Matrix, there is no spoon. There is no right or left. Like, there's not. It is two lanes to the same fucking slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
The elite versus the not elites. That's us. Like if you don't have at least 6 figures in your bank account on a random Tuesday, any random Tuesday, you are not one of like that you're the unelite.
Mm-hmm. Grant Tilley said, "This is why I was critical of Trump wanting to make flag burning illegal and make it illegal for trans people to have guns. It's infringement when oh shit, it jumped up. When damn, I was doing so good reading out loud too. Oh, it is so hard for me. It's infringement even when it's people I don't agree with." Yeah, absolutely right. And that's a funny one too, because like I always heard like growing up, like, well, you shouldn't be allowed to even hang the flag upside down and all this. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't like the whole disrespecting the flag thing too, but also if I want to do something to the flag, the government can go fuck itself and what it thinks about that.
Yep. I have, for my entire adult life, I have always been a single voter issue. The only issue that I care about, like ultimately what I care about, is the Second Amendment. And when people ask me why, it's because that's the one that ensures I can protect the rest. Like I had one of my very dear friends was or is a lesbian, and she was talking to me. She was just like, it really upsets me that like when you vote for this person, it makes me feel like you don't think that my right to marriage matters. And I was like, first of all, government shouldn't be involved in marriage at all. So like, let's just get that out of the way. But secondly, I cannot in my good conscience vote for somebody that puts social problems over the ability to rise against a tyrannical government. I can fix all of that other shit as long as I protect this one thing. And I flat out told her, I was just like, if the person that I voted for ever does anything to try to keep you from being with the person that you love, I will march down beside you with my AK-47 strapped to my fucking back. I have it to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Like, that's why it's so important to me. And that's why the Second Amendment is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similarly, that's actually, I don't know if it's similar, but it makes me think about how I changed my mind on the death penalty a while back. I am actually against the death penalty now, not because that I think that it's wrong to kill a bad person by any means. I'm against the death penalty because it can be used against us. And think about too, us doing this live stream right now. How hard would it be for them to justify using the death penalty against us? Number one, if we go 10 years in the future and things have gotten crazier, which imagine that happening. And then also just with AI right now, what could they make happen? What could they make me say or do with AI?
And that, like, I don't want people to leave this live stream feeling helpless. It's not ignore what's going on in the world. It's ignore the problems that the government is trying to get you to focus on with your neighbor and hold them accountable for their actions. That the politicians themselves, if you look at what Nepal did, like, it was, they revolted, overthrew the government, held an election over fucking Discord, got a new government put in office, and then went and cleaned up the streets, took everybody that was rioting and looting. We talked about the difference in protest and riots today. So, like, they went out, and everybody that was rioting and looting and taking advantage of the protest, they went out and took the shit and made them return it back to the original owners. They united and were able to overthrow their government without a civil war. Like, I'm not calling for violence. I'm calling for a whole fuck ton of politicians to immediately put in their resignation with the information that's coming out right now. And that if those people don't, then it might be time to show up at their house with a sign and protest.
Another thing I'd like to point out is those people who are calling for civil war, that are trying to push towards violence among Americans right now, are those the people you would want fighting next to you? Or are they just really loud all of a sudden because it's cool to do that on social media? That's what I am seeing a lot of. And it's kind of like we like Kayla and I had a discussion on it before. The least capable men will be the loudest and make the most noise.
And if you want to look at the reality of the Civil War, look at the actual Civil War that we had in the United States of America during the 1800s. It was quite literally brother fighting against brother. Is that what you want?
I had that in my family. We had brothers. One was on Union, one was Confederate.
And the reason that the United States government and AIPAC is pushing to have people be so loud about these social issues is because that's what they want. We are falling into the trap. If we start attacking each other, then they declare martial law and all bets are off. You are playing directly into their hand if you're falling for any of this shit right now.
And this is where I am really irritated too with everyone making this a left versus right thing, because it's like, if you look at the other shit that Trump has done while he's been in power, it's like I got excited too. Don't get me wrong. I voted for him. you know, and there were moments where I was like, oh hell yeah, you know, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've probably seen me share his stuff and whatnot. But look at Palantir, look into that, look at what's coming with that. Like they're tracking everything we say and they're categorizing it. It's like you know, I'd like to look into what all was in the big beautiful bill. Do you know any of the crazy shit? Anyone in the comments know the crazy shit? Because I know I think we all got duped into believing in
I
that
didn't get.
because
I
we
never
get to have
supported
more.
it. I did like that's one thing. I'm like, nope. I didn't get duped. I was calling bugs. I was calling for like no. Every time they name something one thing, it means the exact opposite. So as soon as they were like the one big beautiful bill, here I am pushing for like no. I want one item bills, not one big beautiful bill. I want single issue bills. That's what I want. So no, I will not support any one big beautiful fuck of anything. No. Like,
But what were do you know of what are some of the other things that got pushed into that was Palantir a part of
let me
that?
look it up really quick.
Because what I was saying is a lot of guys got like tricked into believing in it because basically it was like, oh, we get to have SBRs and silencers. We get to have our toys now. And so that's kind of like one of those things, like, you know, if you look back at how everyone was behind the Patriot Act to keep us safe with 9/11.
So that's something else. Like, y'all, like, don't come after me. Patriotism has been weaponized.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that I fell for. And the thing is, like, I absolutely love my country. Like, I have always been proud of being from the United States of America, based on what we stand for, not what we are. On the idea of what we're supposed to be, not what we are. And I was naive enough to believe when I was younger and less experienced that other people loved this country like I did, that the politicians loved this country like I did. They put fucking George Bush in office where he's just like the dumb uncle that shows up to the family gathering that spews a bunch of nonsense, but you can't help but like them because they're so dumb. And so like I fell for the patriotism shit. And like I wholeheartedly believe in that. I love my country, but I fucking hate my government. They are corrupt. The United States government is full of corruption. I looked it up today. There, I think it's less than 15, like, of our congressmen and women have not accepted donations from AIPAC. Less than 15.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the difference between a patriot and an insurgent is who writes the fucking history books. Like there is no difference. It is who writes the history books. And something down the rabbit hole we were talking about today. Do you want to know quite literally who wrote the fucking history books? Who was Jeffrey Epstein in a relationship with? Maxwell? Maxwell House, like all of our school books were her family that pushed it out there. So just another nugget of information for you to chew on. The difference between a patriot and an insurgent is who is in charge of writing the history books. And Giselle Maxwell's dad was in charge of writing the history books that you and I grew up learning from. The same Maxwell sitting in prison for the shit going on with Jeffrey Epstein. The same Jeffrey Epstein who is now like being touted as a Mossad agent, where from the top down, like since the 1940s, it's been attack on the United States government and to blackmail them. A shit ton of people have sold out. Like a shit ton of people have sold out. I had such high hopes. And I think that's why Charlie Kirk's death is affecting me as much as it is, because he wasn't a fucking sellout. He flat out turned down $150 million. That's integrity.
Yeah, it was funny because, like, again, at first I thought it was just some dude on the left that shot Charlie Kirk, and I was like, man, that sucks. But then like day after day, like the next thing would come out, and I was honestly trying not to pay much attention to it. But the more I hear, the more I go towards, oh yeah, it was Israel, which is kind of been the thing I've been learning most about this year. Is how deep the corruption goes with our government and Israel. And I was trying actively not to assume Israel had done it. But today it makes sense since Charlie had been so supportive of Israel before that.
But I think that really, it goes back to what, like, we don't even realize how deep the corruption runs. We don't, like, you have to question everything. Like the history books that you read from in school, you've got to question it. This is not something that started in either one of our lifetimes. They are playing the long game here. And here's the thing. I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I think that if every single American stands up and calls for the immediate resignation of any politician that has accepted money from AIPAC, even if you're this much in, you're still fucking part of that group. Resign immediately and let's start over. There will be no violence, no bloodshed. All we need is your resignation if you've accepted money from them, and we start fresh. That'd
be really cool. Yeah, I hope so.
Seeing the things that are happening globally right now, because I'm not paying a whole lot of attention outside of the Charlie Kirk and the Epstein stuff within the United States of America, because none of it fucking matters. All of it is a distraction. Looking at globally what is going on, the world is waking up. And if there was ever a time to peacefully take back our country, it's now. And that's why I'm calling for the resignation. I'm not I'm not inciting violence. This can be done without violence. All politicians have to do is, if they've accepted money from AIPAC, they step down. They immediately resign. Hell, we can even hold the fucking elections over Discord. That way nobody can interfere. Alphaden said the problem is that will never happen. It will if enough people call for it. Stand up, start protesting at homes. There are 535 members of the United States Congress. There are way more than 535 people that are willing to take a stand. But people are waking up to it all being orchestrated. Like, I get that we don't, people are saying we don't currently have the equality. When I go out into my local community, I'm not seeing the same shit that the news is telling me that I'm supposed to see. I'm just not seeing it. We do have that kind of unity. If we will put aside the bullshit differences for 5 minutes and understand that it was an orchestrated division to the United States people. Our founding fathers said, united we stand, divided we fall. Like, it's in our fucking pledge to this country that we have to remain united as a people. and that if the United States ever falls, it's not because of some outside organization. It is because the United States of America has allowed its own people to turn on each other. Yeah, I knew it was under 15. 533 of them took APAC money. It's immediate resignation for anybody. Immediately.
It's not necessarily government that's controlling the media. It's more like the people controlling the government are also controlling the media.
Yeah.
There's a very heavy Zionist influence that is going on.
Although the buck stops with the politicians themselves. Because you get to make the decision if you are in that seat on whether or not you accept the money, whether or not you do things that you can be blackmailed for. Like, those are all you.
You could look at it like this, though. There's also a lot of like influencers, like big YouTube channels, big, TikToks and Instagram stuff. They're also being funded. Like it goes deeper than that, or to lower levels, I should say. You could even think about like the people who run the medical companies that make the pharmaceutical products. How are they funding different schools? How are they rewarding doctors who get your family member hooked onto a narcotic, and then 8 years later they're sucking dick for fentanyl on the street because of it, when that doctor got a bonus for it.
But that's the thing where I was talking about, you have to hold your community members accountable as well. Like, when you begin accepting kickbacks, you are compromising your integrity. And like, I understand it's a pay to play system. You got to play don't hate the player, hate the game. No, let's start a new fucking game. I don't like this system. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. AIPAC is already launching an ad blitz against Brandon Herrera. That means he needs to be elected. It's like, it is amusing to me to think about like myself when I'm like, damn, there are politicians that I do not agree with any other thing that they do except this. And I want to vote for them now. I want to vote for them. Antifa was just officially declared a terrorist organization. The same terrorist organization that the United States government funded, that one. Although we have a really long history of funding terrorist organizations. So, I mean, hey, Taliban, how you doing?
Well, that was actually another point. It wasn't just like, I wouldn't say necessarily government funded. Like, you can look at George Soros, and that was like another thing that I was thinking about when everyone was starting to call for violence and, suggest we should have a civil war. I'm like, what about the fucking people that funded Antifa? Like, if you actually look at who got that, or look at the people that took all the funding from BLM and bought themselves houses with it, like shit like that. And then who are the big donors of it? Like, who are the people that were paying off the judges that are letting the really bad guys out of jail? Who are the ones that were paying and posting the bail for when Antifa went and beat the shit out of an old lady or broke a bunch of windows and stuff, and then they paid their bail? Who was that paid for that? Because that's another thing where it's like, it's not like again, poor people killing poor people isn't going to fix the country. So don't be mad at the other poor people for that. And then where was it? I saw comments earlier.
The Alpha Den said, I'm with you fully, but they have had the ground before we even started playing. Our CIA was created by them, and they have pushed division through race, gender, religion. We are in such a minority. Here's the thing. That's why Charlie Kirk was murdered. He was proving on college campuses every single day that we are way more united than we believe we are as a society. The media is telling you that we're divided. We are not near as divided as the government, the people who like the elites, and as Israel wants us to believe. We are not as divided. Go to Walmart, have a conversation with your neighbors. We are not as divided as as they tell us we are.
Brian, I saw your comment earlier. I'm struggling to not say everything.
Hold on, real quick. Jose Rivera, he said, off-topic question. Are the boys on their way to Titusville? They just got back from Bastrop, and they are leaving, I believe, in the morning for Titusville.
Oh, yeah. We need to do that.
Uh-oh. I don't know if it's me or you. I don't.
We all know who is responsible.
I don't have sound on you, Andrew.
What? You don't hear me?
They don't like what we're saying. I'm thinking I have shitty internet. I really don't think this is an attack. Like, my internet's been messed up for a while. I'm still not hearing you, Andrew.
You don't hear me right now? Can the chat hear me? Yes, Casey, it was the Fed.
I can't hear you, Andrew.
All right. My mic is on.
I need somebody in the comments to tell me, can you hear both Andrew and I? Is it just a me problem? Like,
hello.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, I cannot hear Andrew. What is happening?
Hear both of you. All right. Back out and come back in.
It's just out. Me.
Here. I'm gonna
Shit. Andrew, I don't hear anything you're saying. If we're both as loud as Alex Jones right now.
Hey,
I'm just going to listen to you like this.
Okay, I'm going to turn the volume off on my phone. I guess we'll make that happen. Time to pay the bills, though. So, yes, Tactical Response is coming this weekend. It's going to be at the, I believe, Alamo Gun Range. Let me pull up the actual name of it. But Titusville, but it's kind of Cocoa. So, let me just pull that up real quick.
So, we, real quick, I want to let everybody know we had a last minute deal with the range that we normally use in Titusville that's having to do some kind of maintenance.
Yep.
So we are actually having to go to a different location. It's some last minute changes. So if you have signed up for the Titusville class, be sure to double check the range location because it is not the one we normally use.
It's the Alamo Range in Cocoa. And then the following weekend, we have the Combat Arts Summit. I need to get a gear list out for that, but it's pretty simple, guys. If you're doing a live fire class, bring like 300 rounds for that gun. If you want to do the shotgun class, bring like 150 bird shot plus some buck and some slugs. But then there's also going to be medical going on, radio stuff going on, low light stuff. You can camp on site. But also, a bunch of people have signed up. So maybe you reach out in one of the alumni groups and be like, hey, I'm going to the Combat Arts Summit. Does anyone want to get an Airbnb? But Combat Arts Summit, September 27th and 28th, I will drop the discount code for Tactical Response in the Tactical Response alumni group following the live stream again. Got a bunch more people signed up. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm very excited about this summit because this is something that I was like, this needs to happen. Like, we need a thing for our group. And so I'm very, very excited with the turnout. I think Paul Markle said he's not going to be able to make it. Tremis isn't going to be able to make it anymore. Other than that, Calvin may not be able to because he has potentially a work thing going on. So we'll see about that. But either way,
I was up there just on standby to fill in if somebody did cancel. So but I might just have political discussions, like set up a table, change my mind. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. That was something that I think Casey commented. He's like, "There's gonna be a lot of talks like this going on." Oh yeah,
yeah, but that needs to happen.
yeah.
Like that really need it. Things get dangerous when people stop talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. We like it's been, this is like a thing that does happen a lot though, like in class during the breaks and stuff. Yeah, it's where you find out, oh, I'm actually around my people, and like lots of discussions like that happen. Like we have here in Florida recently, it's been a lot of Christianity stuff with my students. And so lots of Jesus talk has been going on, like when we're loading mags and stuff. Kayla and I thoroughly indoctrinated a student into the evils of the FBI and the CIA. He's from Croatia, right? So it was like, really? They did that? They were like, yes, they're fucking terrible. One of my all-time favorite classes was media action medical, and I came by to role play for that.
Yeah. So we like K3K has found himself in a territory he believes is a different kind of territory. Check it out. The Constitution protects all American rights. I don't care what they have between their legs. I don't care what they do in their bedroom. Like, it protects all American rights. So we're not going to sit here and say that a certain group of people that are like unrelated in any other way do not deserve to have the right to stand up to a tyrannical government, especially when they like it is a group that's targeted against. And like that kind of speech isn't cool. Because if you said like white people shouldn't have guns, like I'd get a little bit pissy with that. Like we're not going to do big generalizations like that. The felon thing, like I don't know that you should lose your rights if you have already served your time. Like if you have done your time in prison, those are the consequences of your actions. Why are you any less deserving to stand up to a tyrannical government? And as far as the pedophilia stuff goes, as long as we have the politicians that we currently have sitting in office, the laws on pedophilia are going to be super lenient, and you're not actually going to have paid your dues back to society. There's only one way to fix pedophilia.
The whole thing about like needing background checks to make sure criminals don't get guns is absolutely asinine.
It's bullshit.
And retarded. If we don't trust them with guns, why did we let them out?
Exactly.
If we don't trust them with guns, don't let them out, because they fucking have access. They steal guns. They buy guns. Like from other people. They get guns if they want them. So like, I should not have to do a background check because someone else can't be trusted. It is bullshit. It is retarded. Now, people with mental disorders, I don't know what the perfect answer is for that. But my thing that I'm saying is that if we let them out, they should be able to be a citizen again. That will also help prevent them from wanting to commit more crime because they can't get a job or anything like that.
Yep.
We don't have a justice system. We have a legal system, and it is very abused, and it's not good for us. Another thing with that, some fucking bullshit I want to talk about. Ashley got a ticket today, her first ticket ever, for expired tags. That is fucking stupid. All right. Hear me out. Expired tags is fucking bullshit. and I'm struggling because like I have cop friends I like, and I'm trying not to just generalize too hard. But here, check this out. She doesn't commit crimes that hurt people. Okay. Did she drive for a month with expired tags? Quick, pull her over and make sure we address that issue. No, that's retarded.
I will go back to if you are not willing to shoot somebody in the fucking face over it, it shouldn't be a law, because that is what you're risking to both police officer and civilian every time there is an interaction where, oh no, you're doing something bad.
All right, thank you for covering for me while I tamed my hate the police rhetoric. I don't hate all cops because I have lots of friends that I love that are cops, that are great people that I would want to be there for me in an emergency.
That actually serve and protect. You like real police officers.
That being said, all right, this is the discussion that Ashley and I had. When you give someone a ticket, it's like think about the purpose of taxes. Are they to keep the roads and the schools good? Fuck no. They're to punish poor people. And and I'm going to say, if you're not a millionaire, you are a fucking poor person. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
There is no such thing as middle class.
Yeah. So think about it like this. Like, Ashley makes good money, that she can cover that, no big deal. The ticket isn't a big deal. And even she can just redo her tags and then the ticket will take care of itself. That being said, imagine that I was dead and she was a struggling single mother that didn't have an awesome soap business. She had 2 jobs instead. Would giving her a ticket for her registration being, oh no, a month late, quick, stop her, stop the traffic right now, we have to address this. Would giving a poor person a ticket for the fucking registration, would that help them, or would that just make their life shittier? Because now they have this other ticket they have to deal with on top of having to deal with the registration. And then
victimless crime should not be a thing.
So it's like, but it's like, it really infuriates me because I think about how many people are like really fucking struggling right now, and how fucking crushing would it be to get like $150 ticket for them right now with your electric bill going up, with your groceries going up. But yet we have to take time out of our day to stop these fucking people driving without their registration. And
the Alpha, hold on real quick. The Alpha Den, he said, cops are the ones who enforced mask mandates and arrested soccer moms for going to playgrounds while letting our cities burn to the ground. Not my cop friends. The police officers that I have in my life did not enforce the mandates. They actually stood up to their police departments and kept the vaccine mandates from coming down. They wouldn't take people to jail for the mask stuff. They stood up and got policies changed. They didn't arrest people for violating mask mandates. And that's the difference Andrew is talking about. You no longer get away with the excuse of, I'm just doing my job. That's what separates good officers from bad. You don't get to say, I was just doing my job. If you're not there to serve and protect, get the fuck out of the profession. Make room for people who do. And get rid of the politicians we currently have that make it difficult for police officers to actually serve and protect.
Also, if I could stop seeing videos of cops NDing into students, that would be great too. I'd really, or not students, civilians. It'd be really cool if I could just not see another video of a cop having an ND into a civilian. That'd be really sweet.
Did you send me the one of the dude shooting through the fucking door?
Yeah, probably it was me. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. The worst part is all Florida. Like, I've seen like 3 Florida ones, and I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, I almost feel like if someone's pulling me over, I'm gonna be like, they're never gonna get me, just so I don't get a fucking ND. There was the one that happened in Jacksonville where as the chick is pulling the gun off the dude, finger, pow, right into his leg. There was another one where that was in Jacksonville. Then there was another one in Polk County, I think it was, where they ND'd into someone. I don't even remember who it was. They ND'd into someone, and then of course, sucks ass at tourniquets. Can't fucking apply a tourniquet worth of shit. Mm-hmm. You see that in the video too. And then that one I just sent you of they're responding because a dude called the cops because there was a home invasion or something. And when he answers the door, the cop fucking draws and shoots at him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
not at him. He shot him.
He actually
He
shot him? Okay.
succeeded in shooting him.
All right. See, that's even worse.
Like,
but
because the dude's like, you shot me. And like the cop who was standing off to the side was like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But he didn't want to throw his buddy under the bus. So he's like, I didn't shoot you, dude. I didn't shoot you. It's like, it doesn't fucking matter. He still got shot.
yeah.
He can figure out who to sue later. Get that man medical attention. Don't argue with him.
And then they call it an AD. It was an accidental discharge. No, motherfucker, that's an AD. And here's the thing, too. On that note, I have heard Delta Force guys like refer to NDs as ADs. And
no,
I don't want to have someone that he had an accidental discharge into his hand. I'm like, not if it went in his fucking hand.
No. Accidental means that you had no part in making it happen. If you pulled the trigger, even accidentally, that was negligence on your part for touching the fucking trigger.
And also, so the way I define it, ND would be you were breaking the firearm safety rules, or the wrong thing or person got hurt. Okay. AD, accidental discharge, would be a mechanical failure of the gun while following the 4 firearm safety rules. So no person or thing got hurt. When a person or thing gets hurt, it's a fucking ND. Yeah. Words have meaning. Okay. I might just cut that out and make that a short right there.
Dean said, did y'all see the video of the lady faking a seizure and the sternum rubs those cops gave her? Fucking wild. Dude, so many times, like working at the jail, people would fake seizures. I've bruised so many chests. Like it's crazy. Just a second. My husband was calling to check on me. He was like, are you okay? Like on the live still. Okay. Every time I watch those hearings, I'm instantly reminded why I hate watching those. Nothing happens and it just riles people up. I wonder if they have scripts with the stupid things that occur.
I've heard about Lamb shooting himself. I haven't looked into it. I also don't want to just talk shit on a dude that I haven't seen personally. So no,
because if you bought one now, you've played a part in it.
Yeah, okay. So
you know that they'll go off without you pulling the trigger. So no, sir. It's not accidental no more.
So all 20s are 80. Now, that's a difference. There's a difference. So mechanical failure of the gun, but like, yeah. So, okay. If I'm going to create like a bullet list, yeah. I owned 6.320s a while back too. Cause I was like, James doesn't know what he's talking about. This one's way cooler, you know? And what do you mean this should all be 19s? What about
y'all, I will pull out the Ouija board and get some questions answered. Okay. It was a joke, Andrew. It was a joke.
Nothing funny about Ouija boards. And I say that as a... It
wasn't a Ouija board joke. It was a dead dad joke. Okay. I was just using the Ouija board comment to reference that would be, yeah.
I don't want to get yelled at by your dad. That's like if I hit the button instead of racking the slide, I feel like he's gonna pop out and smack me.
Every time I see somebody do a press check, like, oh man, if James Yeager gets smiting capabilities.
No, but yeah, if I were to make a list of the things constituting it, yeah, if you buy a gun knowing that there's problems, like, oh yeah, and that being said, I don't fucking allow 320s in my classes anymore.
Nah.
If you're like, oh, but my department, blah, 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 shut the fuck up. I don't care. Tell your department they're stupid and use a different gun. I'll hand you a gun that works. That doesn't, I'm not worried about NDing into yourself with.
So completely off topic, but somebody was like, "Man, we miss your dad for real." James is laughing right now. I just assumed that was who he was talking about. So like yesterday, I sprayed cologne on my husband that was just it had been in the car for a while and had such a visceral reaction because it's the cologne that my dad wore like pre-Iraq days. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like a hug from him. Like the morning, it made me flash back to the morning he left for Iraq, like to that hug that I got from him. It was such an amazing feeling. Like the Drakkar original, like back when we were poor, that was the cologne that he wore. And it like, oh man, I missed him so much, but it made me so happy to have that like flashback memory. It felt like I got hugged by him again yesterday. Like a cool little like make you feel good moment with all the other stuff we've talked about.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's about that time, Kayla.
It is. We keep going over. We're just having too much fun. If y'all seriously though, if y'all enjoy this kind of conversation, like come out to the Combat Art Summit. I promise that is what's going to be happening in between classes. And like I said, if Andrew if they need time slots filled, I'll just set up a fucking table and say, talk to me. Like we can talk about whatever.
Yeah, I gotta look at the schedule. I have to finalize that. I'm pretty sure I definitely have a slot for you though. But yeah, and then also I went to the range, guys, and I shot some footage on handheld light techniques with shooting. Some interesting stuff you guys probably haven't seen before. So look out for that video coming out. And yeah, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Keep fighting communism. Kill all pedophiles.
If you have ever accepted a donation from AIPAC, I'm calling for your immediate resignation. And to all the other United States citizens out there, remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.
This is the way.
This is the way.